Dr. Benuraj, can you able to hear from my side? Dr. Benuraj, can you able to hear from my side? Hello, Dr. Benuraj.
Unmute.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, yeah. Sir, shall we start, sir? Siddharthan, sir, shall we start, sir?
Okay, we can start, no problem.
Yeah.
Dr. Jayashree, can you hear me?
Yeah, madam, I can hear you. Dr. Chakravarti, are you here? I think not yet joined. Hello, everyone. Warm welcome to all of you in this beautiful afternoon. Let us brush up our knowledge with the today's topic on the acute abdomen. For this topic, we have our own faculty, our own eminent faculty, Dr. Benuraj, with us today. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Medicine, NHRMH Kottayam. So to begin with today's session, let me welcome Dr. R. Bhuvaneshwari, the associate professor and research officer S2 in the Department of the Psychiatry. So, madam, I request you to go ahead for the welcome speech. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Jayashree. I welcome you all for this interesting webinar. I welcome Dr. Benuraj SR, Assistant Professor, Department of Medicine. He has completed his BHMS from Father Muller Homeopathic Medical College, Mangalore. He has graduated MD from GD Memorial Homeopathic Medical College, Patna. He also worked in Sarada Krishna Homeopathic Medical College for 4 years, and he is an eminent person in medicine, and he is having a huge experience of 16 years in clinical and 7 years of teaching experience. I am also glad to inform you that he has been awarded Arogya Ratnam by Focus International Organization of Italy, and I welcome him, Dr. Benuraj, to deliver his speech on acute abdomen and share his clinical experience with us. I welcome you all, and I welcome Dr. Benuraj to continue his speech. Yes, please, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Now I request our principal, sir, Dr. Siddharthan, sir, to give the opening few words, sir. Go ahead, sir. Siddharthan, sir, please, sir. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. I welcome all the participants here, those who are joined outside and inside the state for the wonderful presentation again here. I hope that this program will enrich your knowledge. Thank you.
Finish. Thank you so much, sir. Now let me share one more time the profile of the today's speaker. Dr. Benuraj sir is a passionate homeopath. He has done his MD in the practice of medicine in the year 2010. Along with this, he has also holding MSc in psychotherapy and counseling. He has done his MPhil in clinical psychology. Currently, he is pursuing his PhD in clinical psychology. Professionally, he is having 16 years of clinical experience and 7 years of teaching experience. He worked as an assistant professor at Sharada Krishna Homeopathy Medical College, Kulashekaram, Tamil Nadu. And he is also a PG guide from the KUHS University, Thrissur. He was served as a clinical psychologist and a medical expert at Kollam Police Commissionerate Office, Family Courts, Children Home, De-Addiction Center, and Special Schools under Social Welfare Department at Kollam. He had also have several publications in peer-reviewed journals under his credit. Recently, he has been awarded with, as ma'am told, that Arogya Ratnam by Kerala Focus International Organization 2020. I welcome you, Doctor. Please go ahead with today's webinar. Over to you. I have stopped sharing from my side. Doctor, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Minister, madam.
Go ahead.
And please, Jayashree, madam, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have shared with you.
I will share. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see your slides, doctor. Keep it in the presentation mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, all the doctors who present in this webinar. First of all, I thankful our institution, our principal, and all of the faculties to give me such a wonderful event to brush up our knowledge. Today we'll deal with the acute abdomen. Here we will discuss about what are the regions of abdominal plane, different diagnosis, approach to the patient, investigations, and homeopathic management. And here we will discuss on case study also. First of all, we will see, everybody knows all the abdominal quadrants. Just for a brush up the things, I'm saying the abdominal quadrants. Here there are 9 quadrants. Right hypochondriac region, epigastric region, left hypochondriac region, right lumbar region, left lumbar region, and umbilical region, right iliac region, left iliac region, and hypogastric region. In right hypochondrium, what are the structures present? That we will see. In right hypochondrium, liver, gallbladder, and right kidney. In epigastrium, stomach, liver, and pancreas. In left hypochondrium, stomach, left kidney, and spleen. In right lumbar, liver, small intestine, ascending colon, and right kidney. In umbilical region, stomach, pancreas, small intestine, and colon. Left lumbar, small intestine, left kidney, and descending colon. In right iliac, small intestine, appendix, cecum, and colon. In hypogastrium, small intestine, sigmoid colon, and bladder. In left iliac, small intestine, descending colon, and sigmoid colon. These are the structures where it is present in the abdominal quadrants. Here we can see the pictures of the different quadrants. What are the structures are present in the quadrants? Here also we can see the different organs which are present in the quadrants. Now we will go to the acute abdomen. What is the definition of acute abdomen? It is an acute abdomen is a sudden severe abdominal pain that demands urgent attention and treatment. Most of the people once in a while we are getting acute abdomen. Sometimes it will be very severe. So most of the people will be experience this. It may be caused by an infection, inflammation, vascular occlusion, or obstruction. The pain can be visceral, parietal, or it can be a rapid pain from other side. Here we will see what are the causes of acute abdomen. First, we will see intestinal causes. What are the causes of acute abdomen? First of all, acute appendicitis. Next one is mesenteric adenitis. Next is Meckel's diverticulum, perforated peptic ulcers, gastroenteritis, diverticulitis, intestinal obstruction, strangulated hernia. These are the intestinal causes of acute abdomen. Next, we will see the hepatobiliary causes. What are the hepatobiliary causes? Biliary colic, cholecystitis, cholangitis, pancreatitis, and hepatitis. Next one is vascular causes. Ruptured abdominal aorta aneurysm, acute mesenteric ischemia, ischemic colitis. Next, we'll see the urological causes. Can be due to renal colic, can be urinary tract infection, testicular torsion, and acute urinary distension, and BPH, benign prostate hypertrophy. Then next we'll come to the gynecological causes. Ectopic pregnancies, ovarian cyst, salpingitis, endometriosis, mid-cycle pains, and uterine fibroid. Next, we'll see the medical and metabolic causes. In medical causes, pneumonia, myocardial infarction, sickle cell crisis, hernia, hematomas, abscess, neuropathy, pulmonary embolism, and SLE. In metabolic causes, diabetic ketoacidosis, porphyria, uremia, hyperlipidemia, hyperparathyroidism, acute adrenal insufficiency. Then neurological and psychiatric causes. In herpes zoster, tabes dorsalis, spinal cord or nerve root compressions, functional and psychiatric phobias, anticipatory anxiety, narcotic withdrawal. In this also, patients tell about the acute abdomen. Next one is toxic causes. Corrosive poison will produce severe gastroenteritis. Like aspirin, iron toxicity, mercury, and acid and alkali toxicities, arsenic poisons, and lead poisons also can cause acute abdomen. Here we will discuss the differential diagnosis in intestinal, how the pain will be there, what are the symptoms, not in detail, just what is a type of pain, what can be the little reasons. Just that much only for just brushing up. In peptic ulcer, in intestinal, we'll see the peptic ulcers. Here the pain will be epigastric or retrosternal pain aggravated with food. That is a characteristic pain for peptic ulcers. Epigastric or retrosternal pain aggravated with food. Here causative organisms are H. pylori. It can be due to NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, then steroids. Mostly we can see in the age group more than 55 years. Then one of other causes, alcohol also. Along with this pain, bleeding will be there. Second one is gastric cancer. Here, severe epigastric pain will be there. Along with that, weight loss will be there. History of smoking will be there. Usually, the blood group A people are getting gastric cancers. They are more prone to be get gastrointestinal bleeding will be there. Acanthosis nigricans will be present. Then next one is hiatus hernia. Usually epigastric pain will be present. Burning pain will be present sometimes. Patient will be, usually they will be obese people, big belly people, more than 55 age, usually affecting people. In duodenal ulcers, there will be epigastric pain better by food. That is a characteristic of duodenal ulcer. What's usually the duodenal ulcer pain will be what's at night. Next one is Crohn's disease. Here, the pain will be cutting type of pain, burning pain, tenesmus will be present, severe weakness will be present, history of smoking will be present. Usually it is seen in the younger age group. Abscess ulcers will be present, red rashes in the mouth, usually along with this anal fissures and rectal bleeding also will be there. Burning in the anal region. In IBS, there will be distended and generalized pain will be present. Age group is more than 55, more than 45. The factor will be mostly stress factor will be present, such patients. Along with this pain, diarrhea will be present. They will be better by stool also. In intestinal large bowel, here we will discuss about the appendicitis. What can be the appendicitis pain? Here, right iliac fossa pain, especially in McBurney's point pain. Severe tenderness will be there. Fever will be there sometimes. Vomiting will be present. Next one is diverticulitis. Here also left iliac fossa pain. Bleeding will be there. Commonly seen in elderly peoples. Colorectal carcinomas. Here, pain abdomen with weakness and weight loss, anemia will be present and palpable mass will be present. Here also parectal bleeding will be present along with the pain. In large bowel obstruction, the pain will be colicky type of pain. Just for differentiation, the abdominal pain only we are saying this and that. The pain will be colicky type of pain in large bowel obstruction. Distension of abdomen will be present. Along with that, constipation will be. In small bowel obstruction, here also severe abdominal pain, bilious vomiting will be present along with that and obstruction. Next one is perforation. Here along with the pain, rigid abdomen will be there. Tenderness will be present. Some cases in pyrexia will be there. Then gastralgia will be there. In hepatobiliary, biliary colic. Usually biliary colic is seen in hypochondriac pain radiating to back and rib cage. Hypochondriac pain radiating to back and rib cages. Aggravation with fatty foods. That is the biliary colic. In cholecystitis, right hypochondriac pain radiating to right shoulder blade. Especially mostly seen in females, obese peoples, age above 40. Here Murphy's sign will be positive. Next one is acute pancreatitis. Here the right upper quadrant pain radiates to back. Pain will be improved by leaning forward. It can be due to gallstone. History of alcohol will be there. Gray-Turner's and Cullen signs are positive in acute pancreatitis. Cholangitis. Here, right upper quadrant pain with fever. Age group will be just 40. Along with this fever and pain. Jaundice will be present. Mostly it is affecting the females and obese peoples. History of gallstones. Cirrhosis and active hepatitis. The pain will be usually seen in right hypochondriac. There will be tenderness will be present. Jaundice will be present. Splenomegaly will be present along with the pain. Clubbing and palmar erythemas. Next in vascular diseases like abdominal aortic aneurysm. Severe central pain will be present and back pain. Here the patient will be collapsed. You can feel the abdominal masses. Age group will be more than 55. Usually the renal failure associated with this. The next one is arterial dissection. Tearing retrosternal pain radiating to back. They'll be having hypertension, reduced leg pulses, and there will be renal involvement. Next one is mesenteric ischemias. Severe colicky generalized pain, reduced bowel sounds. There will be angina, usually seen in elderly peoples. Next one is myocardial ischemia. Some of the cases, central crushing pain will be present, unstable pain. Here, exertional dyspnea will be present, usually seen in elderly peoples. Next one is genitourinary system. Here, in urinary tract infection. Back pain will be present during the urination. Burning micturition will be present. Cutting type of pain will be there in lower abdomens. Along with that, fever will be there. Weakness will be there. Next one is urinary retention. Severe constant suprapubic pain. Especially seen in UTI, post-operative patients, and seen in renal stones, spinal injury, and elderly people. Next is renal colic. Sudden severe pain from loin to groin. Here pyrexia will be present. Some cases backache will be present. Tachycardia will be present, and sweating along with this, sweating also will be present. Next one is testicular torsion. Severe sudden lower abdominal pain with unilateral groin tenderness. Severe sudden lower abdominal pain with unilateral groin tenderness and swelling mostly in young people. Next one is obstetrics and gynecology. Here first one is ectopic pregnancy. Severe sudden lower abdominal pain radiating to shoulder. There will be bleeding will be present, shock will be there, collapse will be there, and amenorrhea also. PID, pelvic inflammatory disease. Here, lower abdominal pain, history of previous surgeries, pyrexia, purulent discharge also will be present. Next cause is endometriosis. Here, pelvic pain associated with bleeding, some cases dysmenorrhea, age 35 to 40. Next cause can be fibroid. Here, lower abdominal pain will be present, tenderness will be present, menorrhagia will be present, and we can feel the mass also. Next one is ovarian cyst torsion, sudden severe pain in right upper quadrant or left upper quadrant with vomiting. Some cases shock will be present and pyrexia also will be present. What are the medical causes? Gastroenteritis. Here, the abdominal colicky type of pain will be present in the abdomen. Diarrhea will be present. Dehydration, fatigue, maybe high fever will be present. Usually it is affecting the elderly peoples. Next one is pneumonia. Upper abdominal pain with cough, fever, usually seen in elderly peoples and in diabetic patients also. Diabetic ketoacidosis. Here the pain will be generalized abdominal pain. Dehydration will be present. There will be Kussmaul's respiration also. Sickle cell crisis. There will be pleuritic and splenic pain. Along with that, jaundice will be present and history of gallstones also. Porphyria, generalized neuropathic abdominal pain will be present with anemia and muscular weakness. These are the differential diagnosis from various parts due to various causes from the system wise. Then next we'll move to the how to check the history, how to diagnose the acute abdomen. First, what you have to see, what you have to take for the time of the patient is coming to us. First, you have to see the site and duration. Which part is the pain is started, how long it will be, from where it started, where it is going, which quadrant it is. Like that, site and duration we have to see. Then onset, how it came, whether it is sudden or gradual pain, sudden pain, according to that we have to see. Then the character of pain, whether the pain is colicky type of, sharp pain, pricking type, dull ache, burning type. Like that, we have to see the characteristic of pain. Next one, we have to see the radiation, whether the pain is radiating from the original part to back, shoulder, ribs, or chest. That you have to ask. Next one is, what are the associated symptoms? Along with the pain, what are the associated symptoms you have to ask? Like diarrhea, constipation, rectal bleeding, melena, vomiting, dyspepsia, hematuria, urgency, dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia, fever, appetite, weight loss, etc. Next, we have to see the timings, whether it is constant or it is coming, constantly it is coming, or within the interval on and off. Like that, you have to see the timings. Next, we have to ask the patient any previous abdominal investigation and findings before any history is there or not. These are the history taking, we have to ask all those things. Next, we move on the examination part. inspection, any scar, asymmetry, distension like that. Palpation, point of maximum tenderness, features of peritonitis, tenderness, mass, specific sign related to disease and guardings. In percussion, shifting dullness. In ascites, you can see the shifting dullness or tympanic in excessive gas. The auscultation, bowel sounds are absent, normal, hyperactive, bruit. A high-pitched sound can be associated with the small bowel obstructions. Low-pitched sound can be large bowel obstructions. Bruit will be indicated in aortic aneurysms. In inspection in detail, what and all we have to see? Look for the distension, masses, bruises, scar marks, cutaneous sign of portal hypertension. Here we have to see the Cullen sign, the bluish discoloration around the umbilicus, cutaneous sign, discoloration of flanks. These two signs are of retroperitoneal hemorrhages. In palpation, we have to see the tenderness, rebound tenderness, see for any masses, muscle guarding. That is elicit the Murphy's sign. It is in the acute positive in acute cholecystitis and biliary colic. Soya sign seen in pelvic inflammatory disease and acute appendicitis. In obturator sign is positive seen in PIDs. Next is auscultation, whether absent or diminished, or high pitch. High pitch can be associated with the small bowel obstructions. Low pitch can be associated with the large bowel obstruction. Bruit can be seen in aortic aneurysms. Next is percussion. Percussion is to assess the size of an organ, to assess the distension of the abdomen caused by air or fluid. If it is tympanic, excessive gas in the bowel or peritoneal cavities. If it is in the shifting dullness, we are feeling suggestive of ascites. Here we can see the, while percussing, we can assess the any mass, any other fluid, everything we can see. Next, in acute abdomen, what are the investigation? This we are seeing for the diagnosis part, we are seeing the patient is coming with acute abdomen, will be some other conditions. So we have to think of these investigations. First, we have to see for CBC, complete blood counts. Here, what and all we have to see. Here, WBC, mostly in conditions, WBC count may be indicate the infections or inflammations. Here, neutrophil will be increased, means we can think of bacterial infection. Lymphocyte means increase, means we can think of viral infections. For any other infections, ESR will be raised. According to ESR, we can think how the infection rates. Then see the urine examination, whether RBCs are present, pus cells are there, bacteria, about the pH specific. This and all, we will be getting the clues of UTI or renal calculus. In specific, we liver function test, renal function test, and all for the specific things we have to see the test. Then X-rays. Then USG. Then contrast studies, barium meal contrast studies, endoscopy, colonoscopy. Next one is CT and MRI. These are for getting the exact diagnosis. We have to check the diagnostic procedures. Here in abdominal radiography, what and all we can see how we have to send them for the X-rays. What type of X-ray we have to take in abdominal? Usually in projection, AP supine view. Here we can determine the bowel gases with possible bowel distension or any tumors. PA erect view. Here we can get information about air and fluid levels. Next one is PA erect chest view. It is for the sensitive view for pneumoperitoneum. Next one is barium meal X-rays to find out any obstruction or strictures. What are the indication of plain abdominal X-rays? In suspected bowel obstruction, suspected perforations, suspected foreign bodies, bowel ischemias, any metals are present in the abdomen, and renal calculus. What we can assess in the X-rays, how we can see if it is gas. If it is a gas, we can see the full black we can see. If it is fat deposition, we can see as a dark gray. If it is light gray, it will be mostly soft tissues or fluids. If it is white, it will be bone or calcifications. These are the differential diagnosis and examination part of acute abdomen. Next, we will see a clinical case of an acute abdomen. 50-year-old male patient admitted in our IPD with the complaint of severe abdominal pain and tenesmus along with bloody stool. Severe cutting pain in the stomach after stool with mild temperature. Marked weakness along with the complaint and reddish eruptions on his mouth. Here, modalities, all the complaints are aggravated in the night and after hot foods, chicken, better by rest. Other physical, his appetite and thirst reduced, sleep reduced, and perspiration increased. What can be the causes of this acute abdomen? This is an acute abdomen case. It is diagnosed as it is an acute exacerbation of pain in the abdomen of Crohn's disease. It is a clear-cut case of Crohn's disease. For the past 10 years, he is affecting with similar conditions. He was taking some allopathic medicines. First time they came to our OP and we admitted here with severe cutting pain. He came here in the OP. Here in acute totality, we took bloody stool associated with the severe acute abdominal pain and tenesmus. Along with that, marked weakness, red rashes in the mouth. All the complaints are aggravated at night and hot, better by rest. The medicine selected was Mercor. Mercor 30 daily dose at morning we had given. Because all the complaints are aggravated at the night, so we should not give the medicine at the night. So we gave the medicine at morning. And gradually his pain and all the complaints reduced, and later we gave the medicine constitutionally, and he got relief from most of the complaints. Here first we thought of Mercor because of all this bloody stool associated with the severe acute abdominal pain, tenesmus, marked weakness, red rashes. The aggravating factor, aggravation at night and hot. That is the specific for Mercor and better by rest. Just opposite of this, arsenic album will be present. There, better in the night and in the hot, aggravation the rest. So arsenic is the other medicine, just opposite of this aggravation and amelioration. Then we will see the homeopathic management. As all knows, almost all the drugs, all people knows, but just for a brushing up, what are the type of pain in each and each, just I will finish it. Here first rank medicines, we can think of belladonna. Here the pain due to intestinal obstruction or gallstone or renal stone. Because such medicines we can think of in such a pathological condition itself, we can think of in acute abdomen. If the patient is coming with so and so condition, we can think of belladonna. If it is renal colic in left kidney, we can think of berberis sulphate, just for the pain reducing. So only just specifically that pain area I am telling. Belladonna, pain due to intestinal obstruction or gallstone or renal stone, pain come and go suddenly. That is the speciality of belladonna with distended abdomen. Here the aggravation by touch, very sensitive patients. Next one is berberis vulgaris. Here renal colic, especially when the left kidney affected. Next one is Carbovec. Here is the colic will be due to the flatulence, due to acidity and peptic ulcers and abdominal pain. Chamomilla, flatulent colic of children. Especially we can think of in children's any pain, abdominal pain with flatulence, we can think of chamomilla, first grade medicine. Intolerance of pain will be present, and usually the pain will be worse at night. Next one is China. Here the flatulent colic will be present, colic from gallstone, better by bending double. That is a specificity of China. Next one is Chelidonium. Here gallstone colic, pain in the navel area. Usually the pain in the navel area present, pain in the right hypochondrium and liver areas. Colostrinum. This is a specific medicine for gallstone colics. Sina, flatulent colic in children with the worm infestation, pain around the umbilicus. Next one is Colocin, the colic due to flatus, undigested food, gripping, cramping, stabbing type of pain around the navel and better by bending double or with hard pressure. Next one is Diascoria. This is a flatulent colic, gripping, cutting type of pain. Pain radiate from abdomen to back and chest and arm, worse by pressure and bending double. Better by standing by erect position. Ipecac, cutting pain around the navel. Pain occurs at regular hours, constant nausea without vomiting. Next one is Jalapa. This is severe flatulent colic in children with diarrhea and vomiting. Especially Jalapa we can use for the diarrhea in children. Calibag, spasmodic pain soon after eating, colicky type of pain, pinpointed pain, gastralgia, pain is running here and there, pain in the region of liver, chronic intestinal ulceration. Next one is lycopodium. Renal colic with the right kidney is affected. Flatulent colic, colic type of pain, history of hepatitis, shooting pain across the abdomen. Next one is Naxomica, colic due to indigestion, colic due to constipation, nausea be present, pain due to gastric ulcers, flatulent distension, liver enlarged with the stitching type of pain. Next one is Staphylococcus, colic after abdominal surgery, colic after anger. Veratrum album, colic as if intestine twisted into knot, abdominal cramps, colic with blueness with collapse better by bending double. These are the specific medicines. Next one is Alosocotina, pulsating pain around the navel, cutting, gripping pain under the right rib or in the right hypochondrium and right lower portion of the abdomen. All pain relieved by stool. Next one is Bryon, burning, stitching pain worse by pressure, cuffing, food lies like stone in the stomach. Stool is hard and the weakness will be present. Colchicum, pain in the liver region, cecum and ascending colon, distended abdomen and ascites. Next one is Dulcamara, colic in the umbilical area, cutting pain around the navel, swelling of inguinal gland. Next is Macphos. Here the flatulent colic gastralgias. Patient want to bend due to pain, relieved by rubbing, warm pressure, bloated abdomen with belching and colicky type of pain. Iris versicolor, pancreatic pain, burning of alimentary canal, severe cutting pain with sore vomiting. Chionanthus, this is a specific medicine for gallstone, jaundice with aching pain in the umbilical region, paroxysmal aching abdominal pain with clay color stool, hepatic region, tender and burning in the area of pancreas. Cyanothus, deep-seated pain in the left hypochondrium, splenitis, pain all at left side, unable to lie on the left side, pain in the liver and back. Next one is Cardus marinus, pain in the region of liver, left lobe, very sensitive, stool is hard, swelling of gallbladder with painful tenderness, jaundice and cirrhosis of liver. Chelidonium majus, jaundice due to hepatic and gallbladder obstruction, liver enlarged and gallbladder stone, pain through stomach to back and right shoulder blade. These are the characteristic of Chelidonium majus. In Pulsatilla, colic with chillness in the evening, colic from the pastry or rich fatty food, flatulent colic in hysterical and pregnant women. These are the some of the homeopathic medicines you can think of in acute abdomen. Put in the course. As a quick, we can think of these all medicines. These are all about just a brief of acute abdomen with homeopathic managements. Anyway, thank you, Anandal, for patient listening.
Thank you. Thank you.